5 lights out, and away we go here with the Turkish Grand Prix. Once again it's a Mercedes 1-2 off the line, but Weissai, he actually gets a poor reaction, and now coming into turn 1 he's being challenged by Nura. But on the exit, Weissai is able to get the power down nice and early, and Nura is now under threat from both the Red Bulls there. But it's a very close here in the midfield, and it's an important battle for Sauber and Red Bull, because they are both... Oh, Jerry in the background losing the car and going for a spin. But as I was saying, this is an important battle for both Red Bull and Sauber, because they are both fighting each other for the Constructor Championship in P3. But now Nura going a bit wide through turn 8, and that's going to allow Beastomer just to pull ahead of him. But now coming into the chicane, and that's a Red Bull, he actually losing the car over the grass and going for a spin as well. And that is solidly 5, just losing the car under traction, and that's going to drop him to the back of the field alongside Jerry Pecco. So this hasn't been the ideal lap for Red Bull, one of their drivers making a big mistake already, but it's Heya leading the way ahead of his teammate, followed closely by Weissai. Now Baby Shumi versus Lewis for P8, and now coming into turn 8, Lewis, he actually gets a huge slide there and hitting the wall, and that's going to cost him a few positions there. But now Baby Shumi, he actually... Oh, there's a V-carb, and that's Maxi hitting the sausage curb and flipping the car. The Red Bull almost hit the sausage curb as well, just about avoiding it. But this track is definitely proving to be very difficult for the drivers. Jerry now looking to make his way back through the field after his spin on the first lap. But as we come onto the start finish straight with the help of DRS, Jerry does get the overtake done for P6. But on the exit of turn 1, Baby Shumi getting a bit of a wiggle there, and that might cost him some time, but for the time being it looks okay. And he's going to have to defend from Nova in the second V-carb as he goes for a slide there as well. And maybe his tyres are wearing out slightly as Baby Shumi gets an even bigger slide there. And in the space of one sector, Baby Shumi has lost 2 positions. Weissai has actually dropped down into P4. He's now 8 seconds away from Dungeon in the lead, but Weissai is going to need to get back onto the podium as fast as possible, because this is going to be crucial in his battle for the Drivers' Championship. That gap seems to be getting bigger and bigger, but coming out on the chicane, Nura, he actually goes for a spin as well, just as Solidly 5 did on the first lap. But Nura losing the car under traction, and that's going to drop him down into P5. Well, that's also going to bring the second Ferrari of Jerry Pecco into the picture as well. Jerry making up position after position. He's absolutely flying through the field right now, but it's now Poco's turn to try and defend against him as we're going to come onto the start finish straight. Jerry does get DRS, but that's not going to be enough as we go into turn 1. But Poco on the exit, he gets a bit of oversteer there, and that's going to cost his exit speed as we come up the hill. Jerry pulls alongside him as we come into the right hander, both the drivers sliding through there. But Jerry, he takes the wider line into the corner, and he's able to get the power down much better. But on the exit now, coming into the second sector, Jerry has got the move done for P4. So both the Mercedes as well as Weissai coming into the pits this lap, and Jerry and Poco staying out for a bit longer. But Dungeon, he comes out in the lead, but Heya, he comes out just behind Jerry Pecco. But Jerry, he's on the 12 lap old hards, and Heya is on the fresh tyres. As we can see, he gets the move done immediately for P2. And now old Poco getting a bit of oversteer out of the corner. But now, where does Weissai come out in all of this? He's actually down in P6, and he's 6 seconds off Dungeon. So as things stand, it's not looking too good for him. And I think something's actually happened to Heya. Heya's dropped down into P4, and he's 9 seconds away from Dungeon. So he must have got a track limit penalty or hit a bump or something. But he's still in a fairly good position. He's still in a net P2 because Jerry and Poco haven't pitted just yet. But Jerry now actually comes into the pit lane. He's on the hard tyres now, going onto the mediums. And Heya goes up into P2, so that means Poco has followed Jerry in. But Poco, he is on the hard tyres. He now goes onto the medium tyres as well. So Jerry and Poco are going to be fighting for position. But Nova in the V-carb, he's actually staying out and he's on the medium tyres, so he's done 15 laps on a set of mediums. So this has been a mega stint by him, as we see Weissai now catching up to him. But Nova is still doing a very good job, somehow staying ahead of Weissai, because Weissai is on the much fresher tyres. He should have a big advantage over him at this stage of the race, but Nova still managing to keep the position, as we see Weissai getting a bit of a slide there, but he keeps the car under control. So Weissai has got the overtake done for P3 and he's got ahead of Nova, but Nova should be looking behind him as he gets a huge slide through turn 8, and that's going to bring Jerry Pecco right up to the back of him. But Nova, he's done 16 laps on a set of medium tyres. I have no idea how he's keeping it on track because his tyres must be extremely worn out at this point. But Nova, he's going for a very unorthodox strategy, staying out this long on the medium tyres, but he must be thinking about boxing sometime soon as we come into the final 3 corners here. And Nova finally makes his pit stop now, and that's going to allow Jerry Pecco to go up into P4. But Nova, what tyres is he going to go onto? He goes onto the softs, so he's going to be flat out now from here to the end. Dungeon was definitely the fastest driver on track, but he's playing the team game, giving the win to Heya, and Heya wins the Turkish Grand Prix, with Dungeon following closely behind in P2. 2 races in a row, it's been a 1-2 for Mercedes, but Weissai, he rounds out the podium in P3, but Heya's championship lead just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. 2 races in a row has been a perfect race for Mercedes, and we actually might see a battle for the Constructors' Championship, which is definitely not something I expected to see coming into the season. But as we look to the Drivers' Championship, Heya is now leading by 17 points, and with only 2 races remaining, he actually has a chance of winning the championship next race. So join us next time to see who comes out on top.